Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Unleashed, and welcome to the final part, at long last, of Sonic Unleashed. I've said it before, but the animation in these kind of fully animated cutscenes are actually really fucking good. Although the arms like growing out of the body and the legs and the eyes growing out and the sound effect that they add on there, it's pretty fucking gruesome. It's pretty dark. But anyway, yeah, for some reason Sonic is able to call on the 7 Chaos Emeralds here without losing the like giant mech here, even though I would have thought it would need it to keep itself together, but oh, whatever. And here we go. Time for the final phase of the final boss fight. And so in this first little section here, all you've got to do is avoid the rocks here, and you have to collect as many of these rings as you possibly can. Collect as many of the rings as you possibly can. And basically you should be able to easily get an extra life on the way there. Easily pick up 100 rings, get an extra life. And it also charges up the health bar on Supersonic here. Anyway, but yeah, this is one of the rare occasions where a Supersonic boss has like the a health bar as opposed to just a because normally it has Supersonic boss uses the rings as kind of like a meter, so it's kind of like so it's normally like, you know, you have 50 rings and then every second you keep losing more and more fucking rings. And yeah, this is pissing me off because I couldn't work out what the fuck I was meant to do early on. It kept disappearing on me. And it's kind of tricky to control, but essentially here you've got to take out the... Basically this entire boss fight is take out the heads, just keep ramming into the heads, and you eventually kill them, and then you'll move on to the next section. There we go, it's one down. I do end up dying here and gaming over, so I just cut to me finishing off. So there we go, it's 2 down. Pretty much that's all you have to do, just keep repeating it time and time again. Something that is kind of interesting as well is if you kind of circle around the heads. Like if you circle around quite close to the heads, you do actually cause a little bit of... Sorry about that. Anyway, as I was saying, if you circle around really close to the heads, you'll actually cause a little bit of damage to them by kind of paralooping around them. So it's actually, there we go, dead. The problem is as well that you can also die by, if the Gaia Colossus, that Chip was piloting, he'll also get hurt by that as well, so that's a bit of a pain in the dick. But at this point, it's just a case of knackering all the heads. Once all the heads are down, you're pretty much done with the boss fight. It's just pretty much a case now of having to do one last bunch of quick time events to finish it off once and for all. And these, same as normal, they're usually, I think they're all one button apart from the last one, but they all move relatively fast this time round. So it's just a case of that's so slow to get going. It's just a case of tapping the button at the right time and just being relatively quick about it. My reactions aren't the best, but even I can do it, so it's not particularly fucking hard. Yeah, I think we have one more to go. Yeah, which is... This took me a couple of tries because it was like, fuck, 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 come on. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it. Yeah, I just wasn't quite fast enough. Did it this time. It's pretty tricky because it's just so many. It's like 60 hits, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Time to end it. And through the thumb. That's pretty bad looking, but whatever. And that's it. That is sound effect. It's horrible. But that's the end of it. Sonic Gaia, the Dark Gaia is finished. And this looks really fucking gruesome here. Very dark for Sonic. But there we go. The final boss is done. We've just got a few cutscenes left, and we're finished with this game for good. Thank the Lord. And for no reason, Sonic, all tired and loses his super form. I don't really know why, but he gets caught by a chip at the last minute. Bad time to nap, Sonic, to be fair. I hate this. That is the one thing I don't like about the cutscenes that they do here. There's so many load times in between cutscenes that it just takes you out of the experience a little bit. I just think it just kind of blows. I don't really like it all that much. But we now get a scene showing everybody all happy from the various parts of the world. Now that the world has been saved. It's actually not a bad way of showing it off. Showing, you know, that the world has been saved. It's kind of cool. Look at that texture. That's awful texture on the floor there. I don't know where Dr. Eggman is here at this point. I love this. It's always good to see it. Ah, it's so good. That run is fucking ridiculous. But it's always, I always like seeing Eggman and kind of playing off one of his creations, like a robot. It always works best when he's playing off a robot. Always comes across as really fucking great, really funny. God, that could be a line in Kingdom Hearts. Nah, was no miracle. Don't talk about miracles. It was me. I saved the world. Haha. This is very Kingdom Hearts, actually. This is ripped straight out of a Kingdom Hearts game. All this talk about darkness and light. She's like, yeah, whatever, mate. Can we get on with this? Okay. And there we go, we're done. That's the last we'll see of Amy and Professor Pickle. Professor Pickle ever. I don't think he's come back in a game yet. And it would be nice if he did come back. He was a decent character. And now for the tearful goodbye, or just the goodbye, I guess. Nobody gives a shit about Chip. You can't do serious acting with this voice. Oh, I never noticed that. He says you must live in the dialogue. but it says you have to live in the subtitle. That's really weird. I wonder why they decided to do that. That's weird. That's very strange. I never noticed that before. That's poor on their part, I suppose. Fuck you. Get the fuck out, Sonic. I'll just be here. In my lava pit. See you, Chip. Never gonna see you again. Thank God. Nah, he's fine. I just, his voice is a bit irritating, but that's about it. I say that about half of the Sonic cast. You see, it's tail ending. It's like the end of the game. It was just like the end of the game. You know what I mean? It's like the game started by Sonic falling flat on his face, and it ends with him falling flat on his face. Somehow he doesn't die this time, either time. Actually, this one makes less sense as to why he didn't die. Oh, he's hallucinating Chip's dead body. I don't know why that's there. That's a bit of an odd one to do. Jesus Christ. I doubt it. Yeah, they don't the thing has obviously shrunk. The ring that he's put on his wrist, it's clearly shrunk. Wasn't that size when he was putting it on his arm. Oh God. Never mind. But there we go, that's the end of Sonic Unleashed. I think this is pretty much the last bit. Yeah, I think the credits should be coming by any moment now. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's the end of Sonic Unleashed. The song being played here is the main theme to Sonic Unleashed, called Endless Possibilities, written by Jared Rettick, I believe, who was the lead singer of Bowling for Soup. So, not my favourite song, actually. It's not one of my favourites, but it's a decent enough track. And his voice works relatively well for like a Sonic main theme. But anyway, that's the end of Sonic Unleashed. A game which is kind of mixed, in my opinion. The daytime stages are really, really fucking fun. And, controls really nicely and is good to play through. But then you've got the nighttime stages, which I think started off okay, and then descended into absolutely abysmal and awful and just terrible. And I just absolutely hated going through them. It just, near the end, it was just really, really bad, and it was just a pain in the arse to get through. From a story perspective, I think that Unleashed is not bad. I think it's a good place to go, because this is the game, like the 3D Sonic game, which was released straight after Sonic 06. And so I think that it was good to kind of go to a much simpler story, where it was kind of like Eggman has released a giant, split the Earth, is trying to harness the power of a mystical ancient creature. You've got to go stop him. It's a rather simple plot. It's rather straightforward. It's pretty easy and simple to go through, and I kind of like that. The story from a story perspective, it's pretty decent. Then there's the like I said, the gameplay. The daytime gameplay is pretty fun. He's a little bit stiff, but I don't think that he's but it's obviously the aim is to go really fast through them, and it does. The level design does complement that very well. Then the nighttime stage, it's like Jesus. It's just not very refined. It's just not very fun. And I think that the level design could have been done a lot better, because I would have liked more of a platforming style. Like if you'd done like a slow platforming with some fighting as well, then I think that would have been fine. But I think that later parts of the game just turned into straight up like a fighting contest. It was just fight after fight after fight, which is not fun. But the major two problems that I have with the game as a whole, and the reason why it gets dragged down for me, number one is the medal collecting. You need way too many fucking medals. It turns into, because playing through this, doing this playthrough, I had to stop to grind for medals. How many times, man? I had to grind on 3 or 4 separate occasions just to get the medal count up, and it's just not fun. And I think that the daytime stages, being the main stages where you get the moon medals, that's it makes the design and the design of the daytime levels do not match up with trying to search for shit. It's basically go through as fast as you possibly can. And I think stopping for medals kind of gets in the way of that. The nighttime stages are better for that, but still, once again, they don't really hide them all that well. And as a result, it's just a pain in the ass to keep going back to these places, to these levels, to have to grind for these fucking medals. It's just a stupid design idea which doesn't work. It works in something like Mario Odyssey, for example. That is all about collecting power moons to unlock stages. The thing with that, though, is that Mario moves at a much slower pace, and he's since 64 has been all about collecting these MacGuffins, whereas here Sonic, he's never really been like that, and I think it just doesn't suit the gameplay style well. The other big reason why I hate this game, why I shouldn't say I hate it, but the reason why it gets knocked down a number of notches as well, is the final level. Eggman Land is just a piece of shit. It's just not fun. It's too fucking long, and there are too many sections where you have to play as the werehog, and it's just, I don't like it. It's just not it's poorly done. Sorry. It's just poorly done in many respects, and that's just my opinion on it. But anyway, so would I recommend Sonic Unleashed? The answer is no, not at this point. I think that if you want to play this style of Sonic game, play Colors, play Generations, you don't really need to go back to Unleashed. There is a Wii version of this game as well, which I would not recommend. It's just a worse looking game overall. I will say that it's easier to get the medals in that, because you just get given them to you as a reward for completing the stages, which I think works a lot better. But I just absolutely cannot stand, but it's I don't hate this game, I'm just indifferent to it. The day stages are fine, are range from being decent to really fun, and then the nighttime stages range from absolutely abysmal to pretty decent. So, I mean, if you're going to play a 3D Sonic game in this style, I'd recommend Generations, I'd recommend Colors, I'd even recommend, I think, Sonic Forces over this, but I will give it props for being probably the best looking 3D Sonic game ever made. It's a beautiful game, but that's really all I can give it props for, other than kind of getting Sonic back on his feet after the shit show that was Sonic 06. But I guess that's the way I look at it. I respect it more than I do like it. I think it's overall, if I'm just going through the daytime stages, then it's good. Everything else, though, it gets dragged down to a meh. It's okay. But anyway, that's it for Sonic Unleashed. The next 3D Sonic game I'll probably be doing is Adventure, because I should get to the Adventure games at some point. But that is it for this playthrough. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next playthrough, wherever that happens to be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.